What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. So today we're going to be making birria de res. Can I get a woo-hoo in the building?
Woohoo!
Okay, so yeah, let's get into it. This takes quite a while to make, so let's get started. First, you're going to need to get to your meat. So if you go to a little Mexican meat market, like a carniceria, you're gonna tell them you want diezmillio to make birria. So like if you don't speak Spanish, just tell them I want diezmillio, however many pounds you want. I have found that 1 pound feeds 2 people. So you're gonna want to get this, and then to start, we're just gonna use some garlic, like a whole piece of onion. So exactly how this garlic is, don't need to peel it, just exactly how it is. And we're gonna toss it into some boiling water that I have here. Ooh. Okay.
Don't do that, basically.
You put in them in there, and I already salted this water, so I put like just a lot of salt, really. You don't have to worry, like I put probably 3 times what I just put in there. So yeah, now we're gonna drop our meat in, and we're gonna let this cook. It's gonna take, in total, this is probably gonna take like 3.5 hours to cook. So you kind of want to start this early on in the day. We're kind of doing it late. It's 3 o'clock. Usually we make this around 12. But yeah, this is gonna be our dinner for tonight and probably the next 2 days. If you say diezmillio, they might just give you like thin little pieces of meat, but you need to make sure you tell them it's to make birria, and they'll know like what cut to give you.
Chuck steak is the more general term.
Yeah.
Because I know in New York and Florida and stuff, the terms change.
Chuck steak.
Yeah.
Okay. So here are all the ingredients we're gonna need. There is kind of a lot of ingredients, but it's worth it. Trust me. So to make the like sauce that we're going to pour into it while it boils, like this is what it's gonna cook in. We're gonna use bay leaves. So we actually are gonna throw these in there. I forgot to do this earlier. We're gonna throw 2 into the boiling water right now. And then we're also gonna mix it into the sauce that we're gonna do. Then we're gonna use cinnamon, and you're gonna use like the tiny, I probably might not even use this whole piece. You want a small piece of cinnamon because it's pretty strong, and I don't really like heavy cinnamon flavor. You're gonna use these are like peppercorn. Peppercorns. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like I would use like 6. I never measure when I cook.
What are those other ones?
These are peppercorns.
And the other ones?
That's cinnamon, and these are cloves. So like clavos, these are cloves, little.
So 4 cloves.
4 cloves, and these are really strong, so don't put too many. I found that 4 is like right where I need it to be.
Of the cloves.
Of the cloves.
Gotcha.
That and the cinnamon are probably like the strongest flavor in this, so don't use too many. Then we're gonna use chiles de arbol, and these are very spicy. So if you don't like spicy food, you don't have to put them in there, but we love spicy here, so I'm using about 6 or 7, honestly. It's really spicy, so don't put too many in if you don't like it spicy. These are guajillo peppers, and these are chile de ancho. So you're going to, I don't really even count, honestly. You see how many that's here? It's just like a big pile. We might use a little bit more, so I'll let you know if we do, but this is just what we're gonna start with. And then for the other ingredients, we have cilantro. We have a bunch here. We're going to also put it into that boiling water in a second. I don't put it in right away because it kind of like just gets all mushy and nasty. So I don't want to put it in right away because we're going to use that for our sauce. And then we're also going to use it when we're eating it. So I'm just preparing it for now. We're going to use onion in our sauce, and we're also going to chop it up to like garnish our food later. We're going to use more garlic. Garlic is like a key in everything because it's just so much flavor. We're going to put this in our sauce. And then we're going to use tomatoes also for our sauce. And then these limes are just for later, but we have them here. And then we're going to use 3 carrots. The carrots are also going to go into that boiling water in a second. We're going to get them nice and soft. And then we're going to take them out and blend them with our sauce. And that kind of just gives it like a sweet just flavor. Like all of this together just combines, and it's just so good. So And here I have the seasonings we're going to use.
What is that? It looks like a secret sauce.
This is, so it's salt, oregano, paprika, sugar, like there's a whole mix in here. I would say it's probably like, I think I put a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of oregano, and then 2 teaspoons of, it's like a blend of like paprika, salt, pepper, cumin. I put cumin in here too. Cumin is good, but cumin is very strong, so don't put too much or it's gonna overpower things. So I literally just put like 4 little dashes of cumin in here. So that's what we're gonna use to make our sauce. Okay, so right now I just added the bay leaves, the carrots, and here's just a little FYI. When you're cooking this, you kind of want to take out the fat as it rises. So like if you can see the fat on the sides, that's like the fat from the meat sticking to the sides. But like this little piece of fat kind of just floated to the top, so I'm gonna dump that out. And usually by now there's like more fat on the top, and I would just skim it off. So I would just skim it off. But yeah, it's looking good. I kind of just every now and then come in and like just mix things around in case the meat gets stuck to the bottom. Yeah. So we are now going to go over here. So I got all the peppers that we had and I cleaned them out. Like I took all the seeds out. You don't have to take.
Whoa, coronavirus.
Oh shit. Okay, these are very strong, so they're making me cough and sneeze. And if you grew up in a Mexican household and your parents started making chile, you were probably coughing the entire day. So you could relate. If you know, you know. So you take out the seeds, you just rinse them off, and then you put them, either, some people put them to boil, like just put them in really, really hot water, and I just let them soak, because you want them to get nice and soft, because we're going to blend them. So, yeah, we're just going to leave this sitting probably for like, I don't know, 10 minutes. So that's what we're doing. I have all the peppers that we're going to use in here. And I'm going to add some cilantro to our pot. And I also, so the carrots, we're also waiting for the carrots to get nice and soft. When the carrots get nice and soft, we're going to pull them out and we're going to blend them with all of our sauce. So stay tuned. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, now guys, we're going to do the salsa. So we're going to put in all of the peppers that we just let soak for a while. I grabbed the carrots out of the boil. I also grabbed the cilantro out of there. This is just going to give it really good flavor. Yeah, I've switched up my methods every time I cook it because I've just learned what works. So we're going to put in all of those chiles. And yeah, so the water that we're going to use, oh my god. We're going to use some of the water that the chiles were soaking in because it just has a bunch of flavor. Oh, and I'm going to add water from there. So the broth. We're going to add in all of this as well, but we're probably going to add that in next. So this piece of cinnamon, I feel in my heart that is just too big.
No, it's good. I like it. I like it when it has a little cinnamon touch.
Okay, well, in my heart, just know that this looks like too much. It's so strong, so you just, yeah, we'll do it.
If you like cinnamon, you're going to want to put in a good size.
Yeah, I'm not a big cinnamon person, but shoot my baby want shit my way, we gonna get it. So.
It adds a nice little
aroma.
aroma.
A nice little pimienta. Okay, so, yes, those are going to go in there, and all of this, what I'm putting in, it doesn't have to be exact. You could do it however you like. However your palate is, but yeah, so we're gonna blend that and then we'll add the tomatoes in next because there's not enough room in here for all that. Oh, and our seasoning. So our little seasoning that we have here, we're just gonna start off with doing this is like a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of it, because I don't know, I'm just feeling in my heart that also just might be too much. So yeah. Now we're going to blend, and we'll be back when this is all blended. Woohoo, that's spicy! Okay.
Don't hurt me, baby.
Oh, don't hurt me, baby! So now we're going to add in all the tomatoes. gosh.
Ooh.
And
Ooh.
we will add the rest of this, so my heart was wrong. We are gonna add the rest of that. Because when you add the tomatoes, it's gonna like water down the flavor a little bit more, so that's why I'm putting the rest of this. And I did a spoonful of the broth water and a spoonful of the chile water. We'll put a little bit more. This is just to make sure that it just is not super chunky because we're gonna pour all that in there and we don't want to so you see how chunky that is? We want it a little bit more runny, so I add more water. Woo, that's actually. Woo. So you see how this is more runny? Yeah, let's see. So this is what I do every time I cook. I don't really measure things out. I'll blend and then see what I'm tasting. So right now, it tastes good, honestly.
Just get you some tortillas. You're good.
Yeah, that's all I need really in life. Let's see. Hold on. Tastes right to me, baby. You wanna try? We're gonna give the cameraman a little finger. What are you thinking?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tastes like regular, right? We don't need anything more?
Didn't taste regular.
It did?
Tastes phenomenal.
Okay. But I mean like how I usually make it.
Oh, it's got that.
I got that kicker,
that late kick.
So now we're going to take this over to the stove. This is where the magic happens, people. And we're going to... It's hot, it's hot. Oh. Okay. So, we are going to strain this because there's a lot of little chile flakes and peppers that we didn't take out all the way. So, we're going to make sure to strain this real good. And to do so, you just kind of like move this around a little. Yeah. So now, this is what I like about making this meal is now I don't have to do anything for about, let's see, when we started, it was 3. So now the next 2 hours, we're just literally gonna let this cook in this nice soup that we made here. I feel like my hair's burning or something. Okay. So yeah, it's super easy. I mean, some would say this is difficult because there's so many ingredients, but once you get it down, like all the ingredients down, it's super, super easy. So we are just gonna keep doing this until we get all that in there. And you see what's kind of left is like all the little pepper pieces that we don't want to get in there. So we can just dunk it a little. Okay. And this is the annoying part. So now that we've strained all of the salsa in there, we're just gonna stir it around and let it, cook real good in there. And I just tried it like off camera and it needs salt. So this is gonna be like the last time I'm really doing anything. Also, I didn't mention earlier, we're gonna need apple cider vinegar. We're just gonna add a little bit. I don't really know what it does, but it does something. And I never have measured this before, so how about I measure it for you guys while I do this? So we'll use that spoon. We'll just put a tablespoon. This is a teaspoon. Okay, we'll maybe do 2 or 3 of those. I think 2 is good. The smell of this makes me want to barf, so I don't really want to put too much. So, put that, and now we're going to put more salt, and you're just going to do everything to taste. So if you tasted this and it doesn't seem like it needs salt to you, then leave it, but I am going to put more salt, and I'm going to do that like that. And now, yet again, we're gonna mix around. I think I was right. We're just gonna put a little bit more. Okay. Now, that is literally the last thing we're gonna do. But here's how you know when your meat's done. This is how you can check it. It's definitely not done right now. I know that. but you should be able to pull your meat apart with no problem. Do you see how I'm doing this and it's not coming apart? That means it's not done. So this should like start falling apart almost on its own. When it's ready, you're gonna start mixing it around. You'll see they'll just be coming apart. So this is still super, super tough. We're just gonna let that cook for, we're gonna let it cook for like another hour and a half. An hour to an hour and a half. I'm gonna say probably another hour and a half. I like to, the longer you like sit there and let it just cook, it's gonna get nice and soft. It's gonna taste nice and good. So now we're done. Alright guys, so it is officially 3 hours later. And this is how you can tell, like, I didn't even do that, it just ripped apart by itself. But do you see how I can just go like this and it's just like shredding on its own? That's how you know it's ready. So we'll try a different piece. Let's see. So they're just starting to fall apart. See, you see that? You see that? Do you see that?
Successful. I see it.
Success. So, like this big old piece right here. Oh! You see that?
We see it.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna let it just cook a little longer because I'm making some rice. So, we're just gonna let that sit, you know, marinate a little longer in there. This is probably gonna be done within the next 10 minutes, so.
Yeah, you're teasing people at this point.
Right now, I can go ahead and show you guys how I shred. Alright guys, so it is all done. This is just the next step. You don't have to shred if you want. You can just honestly chop it up, but like, do you see how easy this is? I'm like literally exerting no force right now. It's just so easy. Delicious. Should I show them how to make the tacos, babe?
I think it's only right. So what time is it now? It is 6:30.
So that took what, 3.5 hours?
Something like that. It's actually pretty fast.
Ooh, you guys! Oh my gosh!
Got a meal for a few days.
This is so good. Okay. So.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Guys, this is how we're gonna make the tacos that I will be eating.
I actually want one.
Oh yeah. This guy tries to be healthy sometimes and says he's just gonna eat meat over rice, but then when I bring the taco out, he can't deny it.
He don't know what to talk about.
Okay. So what I'm doing right now,
Go.
I'm dipping the tortilla like in the grease from the meat. I know, it sounds fucking yummy, right? Okay. So we're gonna dip it and we're gonna fry them. And,
Baby.
And oh baby, this is fire! So it's like the top sits at the fat sits at the top, so I just like take a little bit, right? You see that? And I just like.
Alright, let me get out of the way next time.
Okay.
I'm gonna lose the eye out here.
Note that. Okay, what are we getting in here though? Because there's nothing going on. Okay. So, one tip when you're doing this, because I just poured it like that juice on them, you need to make sure it's like really fried before you flip it or anything, or you move it, or else it'll break. So. And we'll put a little bit, we'll put a little bit more grease. It's just,
Trying to kill me.
Health is wealth, people. Next, we're going to flip that baby on over. Flip this baby on over. Ooh, we want it nice and crunchy. Yummy. Then we're going to add some cheese. Cheese. I have a cheese head behind the camera.
That's totally fine.
He is a cheese head.
That's good, Jesus.
So, I like him to be nice and orange. Yep, so it depends on how crunchy you like them. We like our tacos crunchy, right, babe?
Yes.
Okay. So now I'm gonna add the meat in there. You can do this when it's off the stove if you want, but we're gonna do that.
Ooh. The drip is real.
The drip is real, guys. Are you filming? Okay, now we're gonna garnish with some cilantro and some onions. And we're gonna put some rice on there.
It's delicious.
Alright, guys, so
It's all in the chile for.
we have the little, don't mind my ratchet nail. We have this consomme right here that I like to dip the tacos in before I bite to have some juicy goodness. And Adi's gonna give us that demonstration right now. Okay, babe? Ready? Oh my gosh, you guys. Stop. Stop. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Fire?
You fucking did it again. Fucking A.
Yeah?
It's like marshmallows. The meat is like marshmallows.
Marshmallows?
It just melts.
Okay.
It just melts and it just evaporates into nothing.
You guys, please make this recipe. You will thank me later. I don't know how this recipe hasn't got me a ring on my finger, but it's okay. It's okay. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for our next video, right babe? Yay!
I forgot what I'm supposed to do. I tossed them over right now?
So you gotta let them see we're training him. He just filmed the whole last video and he don't know how to do this shit now.
Come on, babe.